So what we're going to do is watermelon stuff tonight. All right, so if you haven't seen, we already have patterns out for this in our shop. So you get a 4-for-1 package on the patterns. You can do a 3-inch 4-section covered ball, a 4-inch section covered ball, or a 4-inch 6-section covered ball, or a 3-inch covered egg. So that's a mouthful. Check out the pattern. The listing is in the description to the post. And it's $8 for 4 patterns. Okay. Alright, so I haven't decided what we're going to use for like the detail to go around. I don't know if I want raffia, or I thought the raffia would look kind of really cute. Or we might do, which I forgot to grab out, but it's right here. Or we could do this like jute cord, which I thought would be really cute too. Now, some other options. So these are some of the trim options. And these aren't everything that we have to use, but these are things that you can use. So we have these polka dots, we have this ticking stripe. You can always use like satin ribbon in the greens. If you wanted like the gimps, you could use the gimps. But I feel like for this, it's more like a natural kind of look, and the gimps more like kind of a fancy. And again, more pinks on and a green on the rickrack. So let's put all that aside. Our ball is rolling away. And I try to get ready with our balls. So these balls, you can buy a pack like this with 6 of them from Hobby Lobby. They're not really that expensive. Let me see if this one says how much it is. $4.99. They still have their coupon going for 40% off one item, but sometimes the white styrofoam does go on sale 30% off, so check them out. This is a 2.8 inch, so we call this the 3-inch, okay, the 3-inch styrofoam ball. All right. These are super easy to start with if you're just starting out on how to do these, because they're the smooth styrofoam versus, let me show you what it is not smooth. This one that we practiced with last week, that we did, which one did we do last week? Shoot, I'm already trying to like, oh, we did the pig one. We did our pig styrofoam ball last week that matched our pig attachment. So this is a more grainier ball. Like the styrofoam actually just kind of comes off as you touch it. This is a smooth one. These are super easy to use, and I tell you why, because it has lines where you can find the center and dots almost, okay? So you can dot where your centers are to find the points, and then you can just measure around right on the center line here. This is where they join the 2 halves together. And then it's so easy that I still draw my lines, because I don't trust myself cutting, because sometimes I'll go like and go really off kilter. So I draw my little lines with my pen, and then I come in with, we're not going to do that together. You can watch our YouTube video if you want more instruction on that. But you just come in with your X-Acto knife is what I use, because I find it's the easiest and the most safest for me not to cut myself. And I just come in and go all the way around on my pen lines, okay? So, perfect. Now we're going to get out my favorite tool, which is my Cricut spatula tool. So this is perfect for this project. We're going to put away our 4-inch ball. So you can see the difference in the sizes. So this is like a 3.8, I think they call it. So we call it a 4. And this is the 2.8, and then we call this a 3. So you can see the difference in the sizes. So if you're going to put this in a wreath and it's just an accent, maybe this size is better. But if you're going to put it in a wreath and it's like a focal point, this would be better. Okay? So that's the difference in the sizes. So let's get started. I almost want to keep thinking it's like a bug on my table. So we're going to put the ant away before I try to squash it. All right. Hey, Dawn, what's going on, Lady Dawn? I have some fabric to show you. All right, so we're going to alternate our quadrants here. I call them sections, quadrants interchangeably. So let's get our charger wire out of the way. And so let's get started. So what I do is put 1 point over the top point here from our fabric. And so all I did was took our pattern and cut out our shapes, okay? So I took my 3-inch size ball pattern for the 4 sections, and I cut it out a little larger because I didn't have time. To be honest with you, I was already rushing to get on live, that I just kind of went real quick around it. I didn't even trace, no nothing. So I know it's oversized, for sure. But that was just because I was in a rush. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit off and trim a little bit more right now. Because our ball is going to roll right off onto the ground. Onto the floor, I mean. I think I'm the only person that interchangeably uses ground and floor. I just say ground all the time when it should be floor, and then I say floor all the time when it should be ground. And I'm like, what's the difference? Somebody's like, well, one's outside, one's inside. I'm like, oh, well, you know me. Not always very proper. All right, so. Oh, is Angie? Yay, Angie! All right, so I think we're still a little over, which we'll just cut when we get there. That's fine. All right, so side to side I'm good, and basically what I want to do is I want to make sure I'm over those little lines by at least a little bit, okay? And I like to start in the center. I do usually hold down the edges before I start, so that way I make sure, you know, it's not going to start wiggling around on me. But so I put in one side, and then I like to come over and put in the other side right away. So that way I know it's not going to keep kind of moving off in the wrong direction. All right. So if it's too big, again, you can cut it. Like maybe you put one side too wide or whatever. Or the best part is if you screw up, you can just pull out your fabric and start again. I'm just going to keep cutting down a little bit because I know I cut way too wide. So it's good to kind of keep on point with the fabric pattern, so that way you don't have to keep cutting. But like I said, I was already rushing around so much and already late that I said, oh well. Alright, so just kind of trying to get that off the table here, so that way it's not in our whole fabric section here. Alright, so now we're just going to keep going down the line. And I kind of use this as like a flattener too. So I kind of flatten out my fabric with my little spatula tool. And then I just squeeze it into the grooves there. Alright. And this time I made sure I was better about lining up my points, because I haven't been lately and I've noticed my flaws. Every time you do these, guys, you're going to get better and better and better and better. You're going to find things that work for you that might not work for everybody else. It's your little tips and tricks that you get from working with it more often, because the more you do things, we already know that the better you get at them. So you're going to find something that works better for you. So I use this Cricut tool. You may find a tool in your magic toolbox that works better for you, okay, than this Cricut tool. Or you may not have one and you don't want to go buy one, so you find something different. Like I've said, I've heard people use like maybe even credit cards, like really thin ones, or possibly even like, you know, those little store cards that they have now. Instead of you getting like coupons, you get those little rewards cards, I guess. Even though I think a lot of stores are now doing away with those and everything's like electronic. So this one I'm going to pull up a little bit and cut a little bit more off, because I don't want a huge amount of fabric in that point section. Okay, and then any excess, I'm still bothered by this little section right here that has like a pleat in it. So we're just going to pinch that fabric and move it down just a wee hair. See if we can't smooth that out without having to pull it out, but I think I'm going to have to pull it out. So see how we screwed up a little bit because it's pinching, and I don't want it to like gather like that. So we're just going to cut that. There we go. That's better. So see, if you have something that bothers you, you can just pull it out and fix it. All right, so now we're going to go a little bit faster now that we did one together. So we have our ants. So I know these already have ants on them, but you can add more ants, like real ants. Not real, but really fake. And now we need to pick our trim. I was thinking maybe the rickrack. Let's open up the rickrack. But then I was also thinking the raffia would be really cute too. So we can do the trim in either this, or we have like polka dots we can add, or like this pink, or this pink. I kind of like this pink. This pink, or we could do white to kind of offset a lot of it. I'm going to stay away from the red. You could do red, but I'm going to stay away from the red because there's more pink than red in this one. I'm going to open it up just so you can see. For people that have need help with colors and stuff, you could totally do this, and it's not bad looking. I just prefer the pink probably. You could use black. I don't think I'm going to use the black. It's too much black. It'll be too dark. Okay. So you could do black, but I'm going to stay away from the black. I'm going to stay away from the black. I'm going to stay away from the red. Let's try the raffia and then the jute, because I really think I'm going to use the jute with the raffia. Okay. So you could come in here, and I think I would want a couple more thicker pieces, and kind of wrap this with the raffia. Now you're going to have to kind of be careful that you get over the seam lines and stuff. But then when you get to the top, you can kind of just make like a, almost like a tassel type topper with these. So what do you guys think? Raffia? I really like the raffia. The rickrack, or we can do the same thing with the jute and make like a real tassel with the jute too. Let's pull some of this jute out. Stuck together. I really do like the raffia because I can go grab a couple more strands. I have actually a whole package right here somewhere. I just threw. Where did it go? Oh, right here. It was just from Halloween. So I've got black, orange, and natural. So we can pull out some more of this natural raffia. Actually, I think I have a bow. I can, right up top there, I can undo too. So we could always do this jute rope. And the cool thing about the jute rope is you can wrap it more than once too. Create like multiple lines. Oh, and you guys have to see that when I am going to do probably a couple more balls though with you guys, because I have a few more that I want to be adding to the shop. So you can do like a couple of rows here, like 2 lines if you wanted, and you can just keep wrapping. Now obviously this is not accurately on here, but I think it has more of like that natural picnic feel. And then the rickrack. So what do you guys want? You guys want the jute, the raffia, or the rickrack? What do you guys think? So let's try this rickrack, and maybe we'll just use the green rickrack all the way around for the whole thing. So let's see where we're gonna go. You can't win them all. No, you can't. Okay, so let's see if we want green all the way around. Oh, the green all the way around is kind of cute though. Now I'm just testing this out. It's not exact yet. Oh, that looks really cute with the green all the way around versus having two colors. I forget what I have here because they're laying down the wrong way. Stay up, stay up. Oh my gosh, everything wants to lay down. They're as tired as I am, I guess. Let's see, this pink, this pink. This pink is really matchy-matchy. Let's see how matchy it is. This is the fun part. I do like the green all the way around though. Doesn't mean you always have to change and use two different colors. It's whatever you want. If I could get the scissors in here. Oop, I'm just gonna see what alternating the color looks like. So this is the fun part about discovering what you think is gonna look good. Oh no, I think I definitely like the green alone. Because this washes out. So see how this washes out a lot? It just washes out too much because it's right next to the pink. I don't have anything. If I had two black and whites next to each other, I think that would have been fine. So say like, and I'm just doing this to kind of help people that need help with selecting colors. So if we had this one next to this one, I would say the pink is fine to use, but since we have the pink on pink, it just washes out. You can't really see what's going on. It just kind of blends all over. I really do like the green all over. So I think that's what we're going to do here. Okay, we're going to do the green all over. And we're not going to put a topper. We're just going to connect this into one point at the bottom. And then I'll see if we really do need anything to kind of cover up the ends really. But I think what we'll do is we'll probably singe the ends and line up our points really nicely and do it that way. You don't always need a topper on these. You know, you can make them however you want. So let's get all our options we decided against kind of out of the way so we're not making more of a mess that I can't control here. Alright, so let's go with the green. We're done with that guy. Our little ants will move aside for a sec. And definitely didn't pay $5.99. You guys get these when they're on sale. You can get one like buy one, get one free almost, or buy two, get three free, buy three, get two free, whatever it is. We don't need that little tape there. We do need our glue gun. Is it warmed up, I hope? Yes. Thank goodness. The one time I forgot to shut it off, which was good. Not good when I wasn't home, but good it wasn't shut off. So what I like to do is when I start the point, the top or the bottom, whatever I start with, they're both the same. But I don't glue this right away. I kind of come down like a ½ inch to almost like an inch. And then I start gluing because in case I need to kind of maneuver anything over here, then I still have the room to do so because it's not glued down and, you know, then you can't really do anything about it. So let's start like about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch down. And since it's rickrack, we're going to kind of do it a little bit smaller in increments, just so that we know we're getting the seam covered, because you have only a very small middle part to that rickrack that covers the middle section. So this is the only part I use glue for on these. And like I said before, so, oh shoot, just stuck my finger in the extra glue that popped out. you could use glue to stick your fabric on if you had trouble. Like last week I gouged a little bit into the ball. So I just put glue on my rickrack, so I'll have to melt that down later with the heat gun. A little goes a long way, because as you can see, I just stuck my finger in a couple of spots by accident. So we can make this our top that has no seam here, and we'll make sure to put our seamed edges all on the very bottom. Okay, so just be careful where you're laying down. So we'll put together the fabric balls with some of the ribbon sets in case you guys wanted to have everything as one complete set for your projects, versus having to go buy ribbon here, ribbon there. So you'll get a full set. So that looks super cute. I'm loving that color. Alright, so this is the bottom one. We're going to cut this one now, so I think we're okay. We're close to matching, not really at the center, but we're close to matching. So let's cut right there, and that will cover probably just a smidge off more. That was the worst cut ever. Just try not to use these because it's going to make such a wide cut. But I should have. Okay. Get all that fray out of here. Let's stick a drop of glue down there. And if I take just like a tiny little bit of glue and run it over the ends there, it just kind of seals it from fraying anymore. And just run over it with the tip of the glue gun. There you go. And then we're going to cover that one up, and I'm trying to see if it was going to meet, but it's not going to meet. Oh, we got accidentally glued it down. Let's see if we can meet it this way. No, it's not going to meet up. So let's get a fresh cut. And let's just meet it right there. Okay, so glue that side down. Whoops. Let's get some glue on this edge. So that doesn't fray anymore. And then let's come in here. Probably right here. Let's see if I can eyeball that. Perfect. Let's get some glue right in there. And let's seal this edge. You could singe it, you could do this. Either or works. Just so it doesn't fray. And I'm not pressing the glue anymore, I'm just kind of patting it down. So there. Now our ants can kind of come on here onto the very top. We can glue some ants in like a little line coming up the ball. You know, they like to work in lines here. All I had out was 2. So, oops, this guy's going the wrong direction. It's supposed to be a follower. So you can kind of have them going up the line there. Ooh, gotta glue them down. Let's see if I can glue their little bums down. Maybe the body. And maybe he's going this way then. Maybe we'll have him going that way. So if there's a little glue extra, then just either trim it out, or you can kind of put your heat gun on there and melt it down a little bit. I think we're going to melt it down a little bit. Considering we have all these glue webs too. Alright, stay. And we're just going to add like 3 little ants. Tiny little bit of glue for the tiny little ant. And I figured maybe put them on the green so they stick out. Oh, here he is. Hey, come back here. And then we're done. And there we go. And if you don't want the ants, you don't like the ants or something, you know. Oh, and I stuck the ants going the wrong way. That's alright. This ant is going up this way, this ant is going up this way, and these ants are going down. That's alright. I made sure they were going the same way, and then I forgot to check these. That's okay. So see how the little ants, they should have put them facing the other way. When I actually go to melt down the glue tomorrow, I'll just kind of warm it up so that I can move the ants going in the other direction. And you guys might see some glue webs, but... So that's our fabric covered bowl for watermelon. So these make great little accents into like your wreaths or your centerpieces. If you have a table that you decorate with like a tiered tray, you can do that as well for the summer. So I know we're all kind of under limits for functions and parties, but maybe things get better. Then maybe when you have some parties and you can, then these would make some great little kind of like additions to your table decor kind of stuff, with maybe some scatter and things like that. So be well, be safe. See you then. Bye. Have a good night.